John Keats as a romantic poet. John Keats was an English romantic poet. He was one of the main figures of the second generation of romantic poets, along with Lord Byron and Percy Bysshe Shelley, despite his works having been in publication for only 4 years before his death from tuberculosis at the age of 25. Although his poems were not generally well received by critics during his lifetime, his reputation grew after his death, and by the end of the 19th century, he had become one of the most beloved of all English poets. He had a significant influence on a diverse range of poets and writers. Jorge Luis Borges stated that his first encounter with Keats' work was the most significant literary experience of his life. The poetry of Keats is characterized by sensual imagery, most notably in the series of odes. This is typical of romantic poets, as they aim to accentuate extreme emotion through an emphasis on natural imagery. Today his poems and letters are some of the most popular and most analyzed in English literature. Some of the most acclaimed works of Keats are Ode to a Nightingale, Sleep and Poetry, and a famous sonnet, On First Looking into Chapman's Homer. John Keats is one of the quintessential romantic poets, and his work embodies many of the key characteristics of the Romantic movement. Here are some aspects that highlight Keats as a romantic poet. 1. Emphasis on emotion and imagination. Keats's poetry is known for its intense emotional expression and rich imaginative landscapes. Poems like Ode to a Nightingale and Ode on a Grecian Urn showcase his ability to evoke deep feelings and create vivid imagery. 2. Love of nature. Nature plays a central role in Keats's work. He often depicts the natural world as a source of beauty, inspiration, and solace. His descriptions are sensuous and detailed, capturing the beauty and transient nature of life, as seen in To Autumn. 3. Focus on beauty and aesthetics. Keats had a profound belief in the importance of beauty. His famous line, "Beauty is truth, truth beauty," from Ode on a Grecian Urn, encapsulates his aesthetic philosophy. He sought to capture and celebrate beauty in all its forms, whether in nature, art, or human experience. 4. Transience and mortality. Keats was acutely aware of the fleeting nature of life and the inevitability of death. This awareness permeates his poetry, creating a sense of poignancy and longing. His early death from tuberculosis added a personal dimension to his reflections on mortality, as seen in When I Have Fears That I May Cease to Be. 5. Medievalism and mythology. Like many romantic poets, Keats was fascinated by medieval themes and classical mythology. His poems often draw on these sources for inspiration, creating a sense of timelessness and universality. Examples include La Belle Dame sans Merci and Hyperion. 6. Individualism and subjectivity. Keats's poetry often delves into personal experience and introspection. His exploration of his own feelings, desires, and fears reflects the romantic emphasis on individualism and subjective experience. 7. Celebration of the imagination. Keats valued the power of the imagination to transcend the limitations of the physical world and connect with deeper truths. This is evident in his richly imaginative works that transport readers to other realms and states of being. In summary, John Keats's work embodies the essence of Romanticism through its emphasis on emotion, nature, beauty, mortality, mythology, individualism, and the imagination. His poetry continues to be celebrated for its depth, sensitivity, and lyrical beauty.